What's up, guys? Today we're going to go over how to make a spider farm, a cave spider farm specifically, actually. So in this area we have the manual killing chamber where you basically just kill them by hitting them through these little like holes right here. The reason it's a door and a fence is because cave spiders will basically fit through everything because they're tiny. And then on the outside we just have the spawner that you'll find in the mineshaft. This then is surrounded by a box that has water on the ceiling in case spiders climb up like they just do all the time. If they don't climb up and drown, then they will go into this area. Then we also have pistons on the edges because we have ladders here, and sometimes they like to get stuck in these little areas. It's not perfect, but it does help them get off. So you just push the button, the pistons will push in, you just do it a couple times, and then there'll still be some there, but it's a lot better now, right? So with that, let's jump right in. Alright, so for the materials, you'll need 4 ladders, and this is so that you can bypass the cramming rules, so you can AFK for longer. An iron door, this can be any door, but I would recommend against using a wooden door, because if this gets opened, all of the spiders will just like come out. And then you need 4 fence posts, doesn't really matter which ones you use, a stone button or a wooden button or whatever, 2 sticky pistons, 15 redstone dust. You'll need 34 signs, and that's for the signposts up here. And then a bunch of water, just so you can have water in there. You'll want some blocks to build it out of. I did it out of mossy stone bricks and mossy cobblestone with glass, but those can be anything you want. And then I also used these 3 blocks here just for this little outer area, but again, it can be whatever you like. All right, so to start, make sure that your spawner is disabled. You don't want a bunch of cave spiders spawning on top of you, because that would be pretty bad. Be careful when you're building this because you don't want to destroy one of your light sources and then have a bunch of them spawn on top of you. But assuming that's good, we'll build a box around this. So you'll go 5 blocks out, and this one is the one that you're actually building the wall out of. So 4 blocks in between the spawner and the wall, and we'll do that on either end. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then we can bring out these into the corners. You can use any blocks you'd like. I'm using mossy stone bricks and glass and mossy cobblestone, but it doesn't matter what you use here. So do that, go in the corner, go in the corner again. And here we go. Now off of this row, we'll go up 3 blocks. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Now on the top, we will build it out of whatever block I'm using on the edge. Again, it doesn't matter, but I just kind of like to have like a frame that's all the same blocks. And this will be our ceiling here. We will need 1 more block above this, but it's not going to be here. It's going to be 1 over, as we'll see. Now on 3 of the edges, fill in some of the blocks. The layer that has the signs is this one right here. And I'm going to fill in all 4 sides with a block that isn't glass because I don't know why, but I'm really OCD with signs or anything in front of glass. And I just don't want to do it. So we do that on this layer right here. And then on 3 of the edges, we fill in the glass completely. So this edge. I think I'll have the spiders come out this way, so I'll skip this edge, and then we'll do this one. Whoops. And the other one. Okay. All right. So now on the inside, what we'll want to do is place signs on all of these blocks right here. And that is because we were going to put water on top of all of them. So we'll place all the signs. And it's very convenient that your mouse spawns in the middle every single time and you have to move it. Totally not annoying at all. All right. And I believe you'll need 34 as in the materials list. Okay. Now for the ceiling, in front of the signs, we'll place whatever block we want to have in the on the ceiling. It doesn't let me place blocks on signs for some reason, so that's cool. So now I'm going to use mossy cobblestone here, and it'll be 1 block above the signposts. And we're going to leave the block on the outer edge empty. We're going to leave a little ring above the signs here. Okay. So now we'll place the water on top of all the signs and make sure that they're source blocks, because if you have flowing water, there's not enough, or there's too much space, and the spider will be able to just kind of sit there. And the reason we want them to drown completely is because the spawner will disable if you have too many of the same mob type in its vicinity. So you want to make sure that all the spiders up here are clear, and the fastest way to do that is make them drown. I did look into making it where like you could push them with pistons back into the area, but it happens so infrequently that that is just not worth the effort. And yeah, now place some sort of block, opaque block I believe it has to be, on top of the water here. And this is to ensure that they actually drown. And they don't like, you know, float up and then just kind of crawl around everywhere. Okay. So now on the inside, what I like to do is I do just a little cosmetic. I kind of do the same thing here. I do mossy cobblestone in the middle, and then I do the mossy stone bricks on the edges, which I'll just cut. All right, so I filled in everything except for some blocks in the front here. So in the front, we can actually just finish this wall. So we can do glass, whoops, up here. And then we'll make a little like entry point that's 3 blocks tall. So on the wall, we'll just make a thing that is 3 blocks in the opening. And then we make it 1 block high off of the surface, but then we'll carve down some blocks here. This I'm also going to make mossy cobblestone. And then from the wall, we'll only go out, we can go out 2 blocks, but I think I'll go 3 just to be safe. You can't go too far, because if you're too far away, the spawner will stop spawning essentially. And you can tell if you're too far away is that it will stop spinning. So like right now it's running, and then right now it's not. So you don't want to be too far away. So I'm going to put some stuff, everything here, so that we are close enough so that we can AFK in the box that is in front of where all the spiders end up. And it will continue spawning. So now on the inside, what we'll do is we'll just place water on this edge. Now it's not going to make it all the way to the end. So they will be able to just kind of crawl around here. And also, yeah, let's fill this in. Forgot about that. Yeah, so they can crawl around here, but they actually don't crawl up the wall a surprising amount of time. What you could do is like you could put water here and here, for example, but the issue is it makes like a dead zone in the middle. So like right here is the dead zone, so I just don't bother. And then this right here goes down so that the water continues going forward. So now on this area, we will just make a little box. You can build this however you want, but I'm going to build it like this. So then on the 3rd block here, we're going to do ladders. And we only need to do it on the first 2 blocks here. Okay. And now 1 block forward, which actually this block is the block that the signposts and iron door go on. So I'm going to put shroom lights here just for cosmetic reasons. So then in the middle, we'll put the door facing this way. So like in front facing this way. If you have it on the other side, so like if you have it here, it will work, but it'll be a lot harder to kill the spiders without them hitting you. They can already hit you really, really easily, as I'm sure you'll find out. So just having on this edge is a little bit better. And then I will fill in these blocks, and then I'll just put this here, put glass up here. It doesn't really matter what blocks you use. The only things that matter are the ladders, the fence posts, and the iron door. Now in the front, I'll just build a little room here, which I'll use normal stone bricks for. And let's just make it completely out of stone bricks, because why not? And this part really doesn't matter. This is just entirely up to you. You'll probably be underground, so you'll have to carve this out anyways. I'm going to use a normal door, because I recommend using an iron door here just, you know, so you don't open it, but this one could be iron, or wood, I mean. Okay. Yeah, so this should be close enough so that the spawner is spawning. And it should still be, you know, deep enough. It's only 2 blocks, but you should be able to stand here and not get damaged by the spiders. As you'll find out, like, even standing here, the spiders can still hit you for some reason. I don't know, they're really finicky. Like, their hitbox is super small, but it's, like, not super small at the same time. So now to finish up, what we'll do is we'll place a button somewhere in here. I usually do it on this block. So not right here, but right here. And then we will place sticky pistons on the facing into the block that is right next to the ladder. So in this case, it's that glass block. So we face it into there. Whoops. And then we face it into there. And now we just hook the two pistons up to that button, which I do by going underground. I think it's faster. You could go over it too if that's easier for you. I just think underground's a little bit more tidy. Though if you're like underground, then it doesn't even matter, so completely up to you. I believe our button is on this block right here. So then we take that, and then we just kind of wire this around. We might need a repeater here if it doesn't power the left block, which it doesn't. So yeah, let's put a repeater here, and that's just so that it reaches all the way to the other side and powers that piston. Yeah, okay, so they both go, and now we can kind of just fill this in a little bit. Okay, all right. Yeah, so the pistons are here just to make sure that these spiders that get stuck in these blocks right here can get pushed in somehow. And that's just because the ladders aren't entirely thin, like they're not paper thin. So some of the spiders get stuck here and then they float and then they just kind of, they just kind of stand there. So after you kill all the spiders that are in these two blocks, you can push them in using the pistons and then you can kind of go for round 2 and clear it out that way. And yeah, so now we can test it. All right, so for the last few minutes, I've just kind of AFK'd in this little box that we made in the far corner here. Something that I cannot stress enough, for some reason, spiders' hitboxes are super weird. Cave spiders and normal spiders, but cave spiders especially. And they will damage you even if you're not even standing anywhere close to them. So like when I start hitting them, I might just get randomly hit. It's like, this is like thing is a reasonable distance, and you still get hit by them. So I would advise to just bring some milk into the area and, just some food. So if that does happen, you can heal. If you're super far away, it's likely not an issue, but it's more of an issue the more spiders there are in this area because they will kind of like explode a little bit when you hit them out of the ladder. And then that causes them all to want to get away from each other. And then sometimes the ones that are closer to you get pushed into you further than they should. So yeah, if you want to do sweeping edge, just be very careful. You can sweeping edge them a little bit from the corner, but it's not, it's not as effective. But just be very careful hitting them because, yeah, see, I just get hit randomly. But, you only have to hit them not very often. So it's not that big of an issue, and I haven't been able to figure out a way to make it not an issue. So, yeah, just come prepared, and everything will be fine in that case. All of the XP will come to here. You will need to clear the area so you can get close enough to grab the XP. So, I'll need to kill enough spiders where I won't just get killed. And then I can go close enough and grab... Come on. Thank you. And I can go and grab all the XP from the doorway here. And then, see the ones stuck on that edge, we can hit the button. They'll get pushed into the middle. Again, I'll get damaged because it's, really finicky for some reason. You're usually okay if you're standing in the corners, like the far corners here. But anywhere else is just super annoying, so just be very careful there. But yeah, that is all you need to do. Alright guys, that'll be it for this episode. Let me know down in the comments if you have any issues with them, not spawning or just like them coming out into you. Let me know if you have any other suggestions too, especially if you can make it where they don't attack you through the walls. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.